Building sustainable habits can be a challenge, and tracking those habits can be even more challenging. So it's really important to have the right systems in place to keep you motivated and accountable. Hi, I'm Raminder, and I'm going to give you a detailed walkthrough of my one-page habit tracker, which is really easy to set up and really easy to maintain. So first thing to do is to head to the Start Here tab, which has an introduction and it has some step-by-step instructions. So these instructions are going to be covered in today's video, but these are just in the tracker so you can quickly refer to them whenever you want. Then we need to head to the habit tracker sheet and start by entering the date. So I'm going to enter today's date, which is August. You'll notice that the headline date has changed and also the timeline here has updated automatically. If, for example, you want to start on a particular day, so if you want to start on the first Monday of the month, for example, and in this case it's the 4th, you can just simply go up to here, select the date, and it will automatically shift everything along. So before we start entering in our habits, I just want to bring your attention to this top right-hand corner. I love a quote. I find them really inspiring. I find them really motivating. If you don't like this quote and you want to replace it, feel free to just overwrite it. You've also got some space underneath here to add any notes. Okay, so let's add our habits. Right, so once we've entered our habits, then we just need to enter our goal. So the goal is simply the number of days that we want to do that particular habit in that month. So for example, I want to walk 10,000 steps a day. So I'm going to aim to do that, let's say 25 days of the month. And then we just need to do that for each of our habits. Then as the month progresses, we simply just need to check these off by habit per day. So as we're checking those off, you'll notice these charts automatically updating. We've also got a summary up here as well. So this summary just takes into account what we've entered here. So we've got the number of habits, which is 6, the number of goals to reach, which is simply just a sum of our goals here. And as we've checked these off, it will just update the progress stats here and leave us with the total remaining. You'll notice at the top we have a trend chart. This is really interesting to see any patterns that might emerge. For example, you might be really motivated at the start of the month, which may dwindle towards the end of the month, and then you can just change your behaviours accordingly. And then on the right hand side we have a progress chart. So this just takes into account our total goal for that particular habit and then the progress achieved against that, and it just measures as we go along. And then at the bottom we have our pie chart, which shows proportionally how much we've achieved in the month so far. And then we've also got some trend charts at the bottom divided up by week, so you can see any weekly patterns. And then over on the left hand side we've got a summary table showing our top 3 habits and then our top 3 that we might need to improve on. Now we have our habits and now we need to maintain them. So I've got 3 quick tips to help you integrate these into your everyday. I do have another video which goes into this in a bit more detail, which I'll link to at the end of this video. So tip number 1 is to have a regular check-in. Having that regular check-in just builds it into your routine, keeps your habits front of mind, and then you're more likely to stick with them. Tip number 2 would be habit stacking. If you haven't heard of habit stacking, this is when you pair a habit with an everyday task. So for example, when you're waiting for your morning coffee to brew, you might want to do some stretches while you're waiting. And then my third tip is to start small. You don't need to have 10-15 habits all at the start. Just start with 3 or 5. Just build those into your routine, build those into your everyday, get used to doing those, and then layer in additional habits as you go along. I'd love to know how your habits are going. I'd love to know what habits you're building. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please do subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.